Guys, we are back for another video. I did a video yesterday on Nneka from Real Housewives of Potomac and the Dr. Wendy situation. Well, I have more information on this, which is similar to what I said yesterday, but now I have factual information on what prompted their fallout. So I want to get into that with this particular video. So before we jump into the video, obviously we're going to do our intro. But I do need you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Make sure you hit that like button if you are enjoying the content. Go ahead, share the video, and subscribe if you have not already. So we're going to jump into our intro, and then I'm going to come back to give you guys the tea.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Yes.
So previously, I had reported to you guys that the Nneka girl from the Real Housewives of Potomac seemed very thirsty, and it almost seemed as though she was coming at Dr. Wendy. And some of the things that she was saying about Dr. Wendy was just flat out silly. And if the allegations that she were saying, which were very childish, were actually true, I kind of felt like she could have had a sit down conversation with her instead of actually attacking her, calling her the B word, and then also involving her husband. It almost seemed like this girl, Nneka, who is a first timer on Real Housewives of Potomac, she just came on there too strong with a vendetta against Dr. Wendy, who it just seemed like Dr. Wendy was, being friendly with her, but I almost felt like, them being from actually the same nationality, that they would have something in common. But this girl came on screen with a vengeance. Like, you can almost smell it. It was no faking it that this girl came just to attack Dr. Wendy. So what I want to do is get into the exact reasons why Nneka was so thirsty. Now, I knew she had a thirsty presence on screen, but I did not know the facts behind why she was acting the way she was acting. So let's go back to Ashley. Nneka was introduced to the group by Ashley as Ashley's friend. Now, keep in mind, when new people are introduced on these reality shows, they are always introduced as a friend. Nneka is not a friend to Ashley. However, as you have saw on all reality shows, they are always introduced as a friend, which in my mind, I was like, Ashley knows her, considering that if someone did know her, it would almost seem like it would be Dr. Wendy. But it is alleged that they tried to get Dr. Wendy to introduce Nneka as a friend to the show. However, Dr. Wendy, well, let me go back. It appears that when Nneka tried out for the show, she insinuated that she knew Dr. Wendy. When the producers and directors went to Dr. Wendy to try to get her to introduce Nneka to the show, Dr. Wendy was not having it, because what she stated is she didn't know her like that and did not want to introduce her to the show because she really didn't even know the girl. So remember during the show when the girl Nneka stated that Dr. Wendy's cousin or sister was saying she's clout chasing. The reason they said she was clout chasing because she introduced herself to the show as someone who actually knew who Dr. Wendy was, as if they had a relationship. Dr. Wendy does not know her like that. It's like how you know of a person, you may have saw them in passing. That is the type of relationship that they had. So it seems like when she went on to the show, or she auditioned from the show, she was in fact clout chasing because she used Dr. Wendy's name, and Dr. Wendy did not know her like that and did not want for her to basically use her name to get on the show when she really didn't know her. So let's get into how Ashley ended up introducing Nneka as a friend. Again, When people come on these reality shows, they are always introduced as a friend of, when really they don't even know one another. That is why a lot of times you see people being introduced as a friend and they a lot of times fall out, because in all actuality they are not really friends. So let's get into what the real beef is with Nneka, because it's not necessarily a beef that Wendy has with the girl Nneka, but let's get into the reason why Nneka came on the show and she has this strong personality and she is attacking Dr. Wendy. Let's get into the facts. So, from a casting standpoint, it would have made more sense for Dr. Wendy to introduce Nneka as a friend. However, because Dr. Wendy declined, the next person who they used to introduce Nneka was actually Ashley. So, because Dr. Wendy refused to introduce Nneka as a friend, she became very angry with Dr. Wendy, and now Dr. Wendy became her target, because now she needs to prove to everyone that Dr. Wendy in fact does know who she is. Again, this is a simple situation where you may know who a person is, but you don't really know them as a person. I know tons of people, but I don't know them as a person. But if I saw them, I could say, "Hi, how are you?" But I really don't know that person. So it is alleged that is the situation here. Nneka is upset because Dr. Wendy did not want to bring her on as a friend of the show, because of course Dr. Wendy has been around and did not want to introduce someone as a friend of who is really not her friend, or someone she really does not know. So Nneka is trying to prove to people that she actually knows Dr. Wendy. But again, to know who a person is and know them is two different things. That's why you guys see in her storyline, she constantly mentions Dr. Wendy, because she wants to prove to the world that she knows her. Again, knowing someone and knowing who they are two different things, which brings me back to my final point. You saw her bring her husband in and basically says, you know her husband and he unfriended you. So what she's trying to do now, because she's upset that Dr. Wendy did not want to bring her on as a friend, now she's in attack mode. I just wanted to basically go over this because again, I spoke about this situation yesterday, and I said that this girl was thirsty, and after doing research, she is in fact thirsty, because again, she did not know Dr. Wendy. She used Dr. Wendy's name as somebody that she knew. When Dr. Wendy was asked, she said she did not know her, but she knew who she was, which is two totally different things. But when she introduced herself as knowing Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy declined by bringing her on the show as a friend. Therefore, Ashley was made to do it. And she has a vendetta against Dr. Wendy because she did not bring her on the show as a friend. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you really think about the episodes and go back to the episodes, it now makes sense. If you guys recall, when they were at the pickle thing, Dr. Wendy got up and said, "You just want to be me. You just want to be me," because that is exactly what it's giving in this situation. So that is it, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.